This month on The Spark, the theme is quality of life. We'll sit down with a healthcare organization that has been leading innovation and redefining community outreach and wellness for more than a century, a nonprofit that enhances the lives of people with disabilities, and one of the nation's largest urban parks, complete with a playground designed for discovery. Have you ever been excited by a new idea, inspired by watching someone lead by example? When we talk about creating change, we start by sharing the stories of everyday heroes who are making a difference in their own way, so we can learn and do the same. This truth is the power behind this show, which is focused on business and community leaders that are leading by example to give back, fuel change, and create new opportunities for the Mid-South. I'm Jeremy Park, and this is The Spark. Founded in 1962 by a group of parents that wanted a safe working environment for their children with developmental disabilities, SERVS has become the family answer to disabilities. I'm here with the Executive Director, Tyler Hampton. Give us a little bit of a snapshot, obviously 1962, but where we are today with SERVS. I know it's employment, it's clinical, it's education and a learning center. Right. You guys cover a very wide spectrum, but in your words, how do you describe SERVS?
SERVS is a comprehensive provider of services to people with disabilities. We have everything from, including residential, we have a day center, we have employment services, we have nursing facility, nursing home facility, and we also have, you know, everything from a fleet of 115 vehicles to, you know, we do it all.
and to me, we'll kind of take those in chunks. So let's start with where you guys began, which is SERVS Industries, so
sure.
A workshop.
Right.
And you know, really amazing when you walk through, the adults are going through and it's very programmed out. So it's everything from kits to putting labels on buckets and paint cans to hamster bedding and repackaging
right.
that. So pretty innovative, but share a little bit about just how companies can plug in and use SERVS Industries and how it really is a benefit for both sides, especially for the adults with disabilities.
Right. We work on contracts for people doing things like packaging, labeling, boxing, shrink wrapping, anything. We can take items that may have been mistakenly packaged together and break them down and repackage them. And so we can provide that added value to whatever the product is that we're working on. We work with a wide variety of customers, everyone from FedEx to Sherwin-Williams to Pentax, which is the one you were talking about. We work with the Memphis school systems doing school kits. Nice. We just have a wide variety and a wide ability to be able to work on contracts for almost any customer. And
you guys also have the ability to go out and put the workers in the actual employment opportunities physically, right. So restaurants and different businesses and hiring the adults with disabilities, and you guys train them. So share a little about that dynamic.
We have a program called Community Employment Services, and Community Employment Services actually has job coaches and job counselors who can go into a place of employment, look at the work that's being done by the typical workers, find those spots within that work product cycle that our people could do, and carve that out so that our people could make a bid on that job. It's good to hire people with disabilities in the community, right. But not all employers realize that. So one of the things that SERVS really needs is more employers who are willing to work with us to hire our folks and put them in their place of employment.
And I know we had TLC's The Little Couple recently in, and they were talking about you know, the loyalty factor is that those with disabilities are extremely loyal and they're very hardworking, and so very interesting dynamic. And one of the things you guys are becoming famous for is the Montessori approach in your learning right. center. And before we talk about that, let's take a quick look at the Montessori approach and a day in the life at SERVS. Let's give viewers a little bit of a snapshot of what we're talking about here.
Here at SERVS, we want to enhance the lives of adults with disabilities and provide peace of mind to the families that we serve. We're one of the first organizations of our kind to implement the Montessori teaching method. It's a person-centered philosophy where individuals explore their environment at their own pace and according to their own interests and in keeping with their cognitive and motor skill development.
So the skills that they learn here at the Learning Center, such as a model apartment, they can transfer to their own homes. We support people like Chris, who's here at the Learning Center. Chris used to live with his mom, but now he lives in his own home. So the more things he can learn here at the Learning Center, he can transfer those to his own home.
So we just saw a day in the life at SERVS, and especially the Montessori approach. How do you describe the Montessori approach, though? I think it's really fascinating when you look at how it breaks down and how they're able to learn by themselves, and everything is very packaged neatly. That's my version, but what's the real version of the Montessori approach?
Well, the Montessori approach is unique to people with intellectual disabilities. It's never been used before as a method of teaching or a method of providing activities for people. We take that Montessori approach, and it is self-directing, so the individuals can actually choose the activities they want to work on rather than having something put in front of them. It engages the instructor because the instructor has to show them how to do that activity the correct way. And then it engages the individual because the individual has this self-contained activity that is self-correcting, so that they know when it's done wrong, how it's done wrong, and the instructor can show them how to do it correctly.
One of the things in the Learning Center is you guys have a rhythmic section where they're learning on percussions, you have a sensory room, you have a kitchen, you have even a almost like a bedroom and dormitory where you guys can teach them how to make the bed, how to live a normal life. And I think that's really fascinating when you do a walkthrough, which I have to say personally, it's one of everybody needs to go walk through and take a tour, because you can't walk out of there without being hugged and loved on, and you walk out with a huge smile on your face. But share a little bit above and beyond the Montessori approach, what you guys are doing for quality of life, because I think this is impressive. You're really giving them a very high quality of life.
Well, for instance, the model apartment you were talking about, the purpose of that model apartment is actually to help people understand what's required to keep their own home. So it teaches people how to, everything from how to set the table to how to make a bed, how to clean the floors, just teaches them those skills of everyday living that everyone needs to learn. The model kitchen, we bring in people from outside to teach nutritional cooking, nutritional meals. We have an arts center, and what we do in the arts center is actually work with people to understand how art can open up their understanding of their own abilities. And we've really seen people blossom in all of these areas as they've worked through these activities.
So you guys, budget $30 million, economic impact $97 million here in the Mid-South, helping 800. Obviously there's a very long waiting list. What's next for SERVS?
We are anticipating opening some satellite learning centers out east. It's one of the things that our board is really excited about. We want to open to people who may not be able to qualify off the waiting list but could afford to pay for services on some level themselves, and provide the same type of quality that we have in our learning center to people all across Shelby County.
Well, I definitely love the work you guys are doing. Definitely encourage people to go take a tour of the facility, and really, when you look at across the board, everything from the employment to the learning center, the clinical, the residential, you guys do an amazing job. So thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
With the central theme of quality of life, health and well-being, I can't think of any more appropriate guest to have on the show than Baptist Memorial Healthcare Corporation. Recently ranked as one of the top 10 in the nation for the Charitable Services Healthcare Organization. I'm here with the Executive Vice President, he's the Chief Operating Officer, Jason Little. And give us, when you talk about Baptist, you guys are a household name here in the Mid-South. But give us a little bit of the history and where we are today with Baptist.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Jeremy. You know, it all started in 1912 when a group of preachers and lay people felt the need to have a hospital to serve the people of the Mid-South. And from that 7-story building, we grew at one time to be the largest private hospital in the world, but now into a regional healthcare system with 14 hospitals in northern Mississippi, eastern Arkansas, and western Tennessee, 4,500 physicians, over 14,000 employees, and so really one of the largest not-for-profit healthcare systems in the country, and it really is a privilege to be a part of it.
And share your mission. I love your mission.
Yeah, our mission from day one has mirrored the threefold ministry of Christ of healing, preaching, and teaching. The teaching comes in, we have a college downtown that prepares over 1,000 bachelor students for a field in healthcare, and of course preaching and healing is such an important part of what we do, taking care of people at their most vulnerable time.
And one of the things with the Spark that we love showcasing is the community engagement, leading by example. And you guys do a tremendous job with this with Baptist Operation Outreach.
Thank you.
Describe Baptist Operation Outreach and how it's really, I mean, it's reshaping taking care of the homeless. I mean, over 3,000 yearly. So share a little about Baptist Operation Outreach.
Yeah, thanks. Well, this really started with the shared vision between us and Christ Community. Christ Community itself started with some support from Baptist and some seed money in 1995. And then together in 2003, we opened Baptist Operation Outreach, recognizing that homeless in our community, it was difficult for them to come to the hospital when they needed it, and we needed to carry care to them at their point of need and where they were. And so through the help of a mobile clinic, we've become frankly the primary medical home for many who find themselves homeless in our community, providing free primary care, dental care through a partnership with Bellevue Baptist Church, vision care through a partnership with the Southern College of Optometry and Davis Vision. We provide glasses. You know, it's hard to get a job, apply for a job, or go back to school if you can't see. So we operate 4 days a week. You can find us in Midtown on the corner of Cleveland and Jefferson. On Mondays, we're at the Memphis Union Mission. But I'm excited to announce too, by the end of March, we're opening a 5th day, 5 days a week, and our 5th day will be at the Salvation Army. But maybe the most exciting thing is currently in production, we have a new van.
That's right.
New van, and so we're going to bring that to Baptist Operation Outreach. It'll come this summer, so we're looking forward to that.
Well, let's take a quick look at when you talk about Operation Outreach, Baptist Operation Outreach, let's take a quick look at that in action.
Baptist Operation Outreach is a program that we began in 2003 in a partnership with Christ Community Health Services. The primary goal of Baptist Operation Outreach is to provide health care for the homeless at no cost. We see patients on a regular basis of 4 days a week. We provide them with health care. We try to provide what they need in enabling services, making the connections that they've lost sometimes with their case managers in the community.
For somebody who is homeless, hopeless, and in complete despair, most of the time they've crossed over into that incomprehensible demoralization where morals and values are almost at an all-time low. And then to come in and have somebody treat you with the love of God, to not look down their nose at you, to make you feel human, is priceless. Absolutely priceless.
One of the things that's fascinating to me when you talk about Baptist Operation Outreach is, and we've talked about this before in the past, is the face of homelessness is changing, and so you're seeing a lot of families and women, and you guys do a very good job, especially with Baptist all the way through, from birth, NICU units, all the way through hospice care. That quality of life aspect is huge. Yeah. Let's kind of take this in threads. Is women. You guys do a lot focused on women. Share a little about the mammography clinics and the vans that you guys have going out there and taking care of women.
Well, sure. It's our second van. There's kind of a theme there, but we, you know, 1 in 8 women in their lifetime is going to face breast cancer, and so one of the things we have through our mobile outreach van for mammography is for women who either can't afford a mammogram or their insurance doesn't pay for it. We're able to take this mobile screening unit out all throughout Shelby County and parts of our region, and really through thousands of free mammograms a year are able to identify and catch breast cancer early to give women their best fighting chance with the disease.
One of the things that makes you guys unique is you have the Baptist Trinity Hospice House. Yeah. Describe the hospice house. Well,
I wish it's something everybody could have an opportunity to just come and see and visit what's going on out there. The first residential hospice house of its kind in the Mid-South opened, and it really is just a home-like environment with with art and fireplaces and just the whole bit. It really is a beautiful facility that is aimed and focused on taking care of patients at the end of their lifetime. So those with terminal diseases, we offer palliative care, with comfort meds for those with chronic pain, and really give folks an opportunity at the end of their life to have dignity and control in some of their final days. I can't tell you how many letters I received personally and all throughout our organization from families that have come into contact and had a loved one in the Trinity Hospice House. It's a unique facility.
Partnered with that, when they do go out, when the viewers, once again, you have to go see it because it's like a resort, but is Camp Good Grief. You've got this area there, the Kimmons Wilson Center for Good Grief, that it's got the volcano room where kids can get out their frustrations, and amazing program built around those that have lost a loved one and help them get back in and find balance with their life. So all the way across, love what you guys are doing. One of the next guests on is Shelby Farms Park Conservancy, and you guys have a unique partnership with them with the Shelby Fit app. Describe this app.
Well, love Shelby Farms, and this is an opportunity for us to partner with them and what they're doing in the unique spot that they fill in our community to develop an app for the iPhone where it helps you with your health, helps you manage your health. So you can go in and utilize the app, and it'll tell you, help you with your exercise workout, help monitor your BMI, your body mass index, tell you about some of the current events that are going on at the park, maybe where in the park you need to go to focus on the exercise routine that you're working on. Just a whole host of weekly kind of health advice, health tips and articles you find on the app too. Had already thousands of people who have downloaded this, and we're really excited about the partnership with the park.
Well, that's a great segue into having Laura on after you, and just everything you guys do in the community. I can't thank you enough for the blessing that you provide here in the Mid-South, so thank you very much.
It's a real privilege. Thank you for having us.
We teased it at the onset, but we have one of the nation's largest urban parks right here in our own backyard with Shelby Farms Park Conservancy. We're here with the Executive Director, Laura Adams, and 4,500 acres, 6.2 miles or something. I mean, it's ridiculous. How do you describe Shelby Farms Park?
It's big. It's a big, bold place, and it's a big, bold vision that we have for it. We are, in fact, perhaps the largest metropolitan park in North America. You know, people are talking about us now all over the world. We're getting calls from the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times, and really, I mean, a city where Shelby Farms fits in is that a city has to take stock of what its great assets are, and we have a beautiful riverfront, we have a great children's museum and a wonderful zoo and the Orpheum, and all of these wonderful things, and then we have right at the geographic heart of our community, we have the largest metropolitan park in North America.
And to me, I mean, it's buffalo, it's trails, it's jogging, it's 5Ks, it's the lakes, the picnic areas, horseback riding. You guys have so much out there. Talk about from a sustainability effort, but also to knowledge workers. That's where every city's talking about knowledge workers and the creative class and bringing them in. And they're looking for places to take their family, places to go and exercise and see the blue sky and the clean air. And that's Shelby Farms.
Shelby Farms is a huge attractor. We know it's true. We talk to employers all the time. We talk to people in the park. If I had a nickel for everybody told me they couldn't live in Memphis if it weren't for Shelby Farms, I could retire. I mean, it's absolutely true. The economic indicators are there. People are looking for these kinds of facilities. When you think about great cities across the world, across the United States, each one has its signature park. Right. In New York City, it's Central Park, and in St. Louis, it's Forest Park, and in Atlanta, it's Piedmont Park, and in Memphis, it's Shelby Farms Park. And the studies are being done. I mean, we know the economic impact that it has, even on the edges of the park, on the edges of the Shelby Farms Green Line, which we also manage. Right. You can see there's new businesses that spring up, there's new communities, and a sense of community that comes up out of it, property values. I mean, all around, it's great for Memphis.
And I want to tease it a little bit, but you've got something very unique with the Woodland Discovery Playground, and it's amazing. But we'll give viewers a little bit of a snapshot of their own.
I think if I were to stumble upon a playground like ours, I would be excited and surprised. It's not what you expect, but it's beautiful and it tells a story. People may not realize that the playground is actually one of the only sites in the world certified by the Sustainable Sites Initiative, which is it's like LEED certification but for outdoor spaces. So, you know, the steel arbor in the playground is all recycled, and the chairs that are in the playground are made from recycled milk jugs, and the surfacing is recycled sneakers. So it's a very creative and interesting space. It's really built with fun and fitness and creative development in mind, but most importantly, it's just awesome. The kids love it.
So we just saw a little bit about the Woodland Discovery Playground at Shelby Farms Park Conservancy. Let's hear from you though. What is your version? I mean, I look at it as it's nature infused with learning, infused with play. It's kind of age appropriate too, and there's a lot going on there. But what's your version of the Woodland Playground Discovery?
Well, I mean, it's just a remarkable play space. There's really nothing like it in the United States. In fact, when we were in our early planning stages for it, which is early 2009, we wouldn't even allow it to be called a playground because, you know, your mind just automatically goes to, you know, playground. You think about the orange and the blue and the yellow and the plastic and the slides, and it just was so far in the box. And we knew that we wanted to create something that was unique and special that could get children and families outdoors and playing naturally.
Leave the iPods and iPads at home, right?
Exactly. That, you know, that they could learn about sustainability, that they could feel like they were risking, because risk is so important to childhood development. Even though it's completely safe, it has that sense of adventure and discovery and risk. So, you know, we looked in the United States, and at that time there was nothing interesting going on, so we looked across the globe. And we studied playgrounds in Germany and the UK and the Netherlands. We talked to experts. We brought in all the right people, our designer for Shelby Farms, play theorists, psychologists, teachers, artists, families that were currently using Shelby Farms Park, families that had never been to Shelby Farms Park before. And we sent them through this series of very planned workshops where we were able to give them tasks and talk to them about play and film them and watch them. Most of all, observe them and take all of that information, synthesize it, and give it back to our designer field operation. And then we came up with Woodland Discovery Play. And it exceeded all of our expectations. And now cities around the country are calling us to want to copy our playground.
I love that. And talk about when you look at, you guys have a big initiative, the Million Trees, planting those. You guys have a number of partnerships, very collaborative on your end, but describe kind of some of those sustainability efforts and where that's leading us to tomorrow.
Yeah, well, you know, at the heart of what we do is environmental sustainability. It's part of our DNA. So as we look around the park, you know, we have to privilege the natural environment and the ecosystem. So planting 1 million trees is really part of that. We planted several thousand, 5,000 or 6,000 already. We have an upcoming partnership with the Wolf River Conservancy that will be planting probably 1,000 more. We're working on very early stages. I'm working on a major restoration, bottomland forest restoration along the Wolf River, which will be remarkable. I can't tell you too much about it yet, but it's you know, it's really, it's all good, and it's you know, improving the space.
And one of the things you talk about the Shelby Green Line and everything you guys are doing with the park and the Conservancy, most people don't know this, that you're membership driven. So when you look at a big part of your efforts and your sustainability efforts are tied to memberships and going out there and big things like the Green Shoe Gala, Earth Week. Describe some of the events, and I know you guys have summer camps and programs as well, but describe some of those things between membership and the events that really allow people to come in, plug in, enjoy the park, but also to help you guys in your efforts.
Well, you know, everything we do is in partner with Shelby County government, which is a great partner, and our budget this year is $2.5 million, and of that we raise $2 million privately. And our events are, you know, part of it is outreach, but part of it is it's part of our business plan. So we produce Starry Nights, which is wonderful for the community, but it's also good for helping us to be economically sustainable at the park. We do a large Earth Week celebration. We do events around the anniversary of the Green Line. We have a very vibrant membership program, which allows us to communicate with our audiences and our customers, and allows us to learn from them.
Well, I can't say enough about the things you guys are doing there. I mean, I'm truly excited, and I love going out to the events too, so great way to plug in and enjoy the beautiful weather and Shelby Farms Park Conservancy. So thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Quality of life references the importance of physical and mental health, recreation and leisure time, and social belonging. These are key balancing points between our family and friends, careers, and environment. Indeed, there is no better time than now to focus on your health, enjoy time outside with your family, and help others in need, realizing that we all have the same basic goals in life. Thank you for watching The Spark. To learn more about each of the guests and to interact with your stories of others leading by example, visit thesparktv.org. We look forward to seeing you next month and hope that you'll join with us in creating a spark for the Mid-South.